This is one of my favorite bunker drills. The point is to enter the sand on the back line and finish through the second line, and then do this exact same thing while approaching the ball.
Here's the best way of hitting high soft bunker shots. With your trail hand, you want to feel like you can release the club. This is going to be very similar to an underhand throw sensation. This will get you using the bounce, presenting good loft, and helping you hit those high soft bunker shots.
Stop focusing on the ball and instead focus on the sand. Begin by contacting the sand with your club, not the golf ball. Contacting the sand first allows the ball to come out high and soft. Ideally, you want to land your club 2 or 3 inches behind the ball. Your focus should be on throwing the sand under your ball onto the green. Practice by drawing circles around your ball and trying to remove the circle with your swing. This will give you excellent feedback and help you maintain focus on the sand, not the ball. If you want to improve your bunker play, stop focusing on the ball and concentrate on the sand.
You are pretty much guaranteed to get the ball out every time. So how do we do this? Take a nice wide stance. We're going to get nice and low. We're going to flare the lead foot out as well, because we're going to place a lot of weight into this lead leg. Ball position standpoint, ahead of the centre, closer to the front foot. I'm going to get 70% of the weight into this front leg. I'm feeling as if I can keep it there and then strike down exactly where that line is.
These tour players make these bunker shots look easy, but it's pretty complicated. So this is everything you need to know about bunker shots. Imagine the line of target is 12 o'clock, then your club face should be open to 1 o'clock and your feet should line up to 11 o'clock. Feet should be shoulders apart with your leading foot open, and please don't think you have to only use your wrist to hit a bunker shot, as this will encourage you to blade most of the times. So proper hip turn and accelerate through and follow through.
Get out the sand, first time, every time. Nothing worse than a duff. I use my most lofted club with 8 degrees of bounce. Grab 2 golf balls, place them down in the sand behind each other. What you're going to do here is knock the back ball away. This creates a little bit of a line. Now place your golf club on the side of the bunker. Let it open, then take your grip. So your grip is nice and neutral relative to you, but your club face is open. Digging the feet into the sand, this helps create a nice sturdy base. Ball position, a club head inside your left heel. Right, you'll notice though, your club face looks like it's pointing to the right. Let yourself sit down, weight left, and the hands go low as well. This gets the loft pointing to target. Now the release. My trigger here is loft of the club pointing back at you. Let this feeling really feel as though the club head is overtaking the hands.
We're keeping our ball position the same, off of the front foot. We're trying to get the ball high and soft, so what do? We open the face and then adjust our body. Just like when we open our face from off the green using the hinge and hold method. Exactly the same. On a good lie, our weight and position will be fairly level, maybe slightly forward, and the ball will pop right on out, as long as we keep our hands moving into the finish. We need to keep the leading edge and the bounce consistent as long as possible, just like out of the grass, just like chipping. The bounce on the club will kick the leading edge up into the ball if we stop our hands and let the club keep going. We have to keep our hands and club traveling together at the same speed, so we keep the leading edge and the bounce as consistent, as similar as possible for the longest period of time. My hands accelerate all the way up into the finish. Look where they are. They're not down here at impact. Bunker play. Awesome thing to practice. Concepts of bunker play are identical to the fundamentals of what we're learning chipping. Bunker play, you need to have a good rhythm to the shot. You don't try to hit it. You're not trying to get distance. You're trying to get the ball up high and soft and onto the green. The average bunkers play on tour, it took place from 10 yards. So I practiced it from 10 yards, trying to get every shot inside that 3-foot circle. How far behind the ball should I hit? At what angle should I hit into the sand? It doesn't matter. What matters is that you continue the motion through the shot. You then will find the right spot to get the ball out. So we break our wrists early, just like the hinge and hold. And look at my hands. Look how high up into the finish they are. That's what's important in bunker play. The most critical of our hands. We need to keep the leading edge and the bounce consistent as long as possible, just like out of the grass just like chipping. The bounce on the club will kick the leading edge up into the ball if we stop our hands and let the club keep going. We have to keep our hands and club traveling together at the same speed so we keep the leading edge and the bounce as consistent, as similar as possible for the longest period of time. My hands accelerate all the way up into the finish. Look where they are. They're not down here at impact. This did not count too, by the way. You have to accelerate everything up into the finish. Developing this basic rhythm, this basic motion is the most critical element to being a good bunker player. You have to continue your hands into the finish.
The ball obviously above my feet. I chuck down just a little bit. I really try and feel as if my stance gets widened out a little bit more, so I get lower. So it puts me more on the arc of the hillside. So, and aim a little further right, and really try and draw this ball just a touch.
Feet.
Ball below my feet. So first things first, ball below my feet. I really try and feel as if I have all my weight on my left foot. And I'm really going to try and swing down the hillside a little bit more. And as Dustin was saying, he likes feeling a little cutty here. This is when I would basically try and cut it. I would feel cutty and length in the bottom of the swing here.
Hi, this is Tiger Woods. I'm Scotty Scheffler, and this is a Bunker Masterclass.
What club do you normally hit bunker shots with?
Typically a 60.
Typically 60. If you had to hit a long bunker shot, would you go to like a pitching wedge or 8-iron?
I'd go all the way down to 9 irons where it's kind of pushing. I'd never use an 8.
Okay.
But I'll go all the way down to about a 9.
Okay.
But for something like this short, usually a 60 for me. What, you?
I like a 56 myself. I grew up without a 60. So, you know, I'm just used to having that face open on my 56 all the time. Mm-hmm. And I found that when the sand gets heavier, then my 60 doesn't work.
Just goes too deep?
Just too deep, yeah.
Firm sand like this, would you still always 56?
I still would hit 56. I just wouldn't hit it as hard. But I get more squatty. So
see it.
What's interesting about your motion is how high you finish.
Well, you know what the big thing for me is I want to be as aggressive and as positive as I can through the hitting zone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I try and finish really high because I'm trying to hit that big high cut.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. It's interesting because I try to hit it higher.
Yeah.
I just let it go a little bit faster with my right hand.
Yeah. You see how short your...
Yes. I mean, and for me, I can't get a high bunker follow through.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Why is that?
Because when I think high, I think hands.
Yes. That's your feel.
Yes, my feel.
Yeah. My big thing is I try and consistently, wherever it is, doesn't matter if it's a short shot or a long shot, I'll try and hit it exactly the same behind the ball all the time.
That's something every great bunker player says.
It's just so consistent that way, you know what I mean?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, what I like to do is interesting. I'm like you. I try and get my knees down, my hands low, but I try and practice a lot of times not cutting across it.
Yep.
Because I have a tendency when I cut across it too much, I back up like you were saying.
Yeah.
And I dump it back here somewhere.
Yep.
So I like.
So you do it through the hands though, like this.
I can do it with the hands, and I try and do it through the arc, and I try and feel like when I'm practicing, I draw these.
Yeah.
As a practice session.
Yeah.
Now, in a tournament, I would never draw it that much.
Yeah. But
it'd be more
it's
neutral.
more this way neutral.
Exactly, because I have a tendency to wipe, and I practice too much wiping.
Yeah.
Then I get in a bunker and it's even worse.
And also you got to be careful because when you're doing that, it can bleed over into chipping. It can bleed over.
Yes.
damn, that was good.
Audio,
Good
huh?
Yeah, I always like the audio. I love that audio.
Yeah, I usually try and feel it all kind of right in the back of the club.
Yep, mine's just kind of back and towards the heel. Got to drop my hands low.
And you were saying you feel hook?
Hook. I always feel hook. I always feel hook, even though I do cut it. You know, because I'm trying to release it, trying to feel like I'm hitting a hook, but it doesn't ever hook. I've seen guys hit hook bunker shots, like Cooch hits them, but I can't. I like to practice it because it helps me with my release. I get going bad, and I just start dragging it. I don't have any release to it.
Okay.
So me practicing the release and a draw motion gets me into where I can feel like the club is being let go. I had bad bunker shots when I drag my hands.
Hands get ahead?
Yeah. And I just dig it straight in the ground.
For me, whenever I do work on bunker play at home, I'll draw some lines. So again, I'll try to draw a straight line to the pin, so that's pretty square. And then I'll draw a perpendicular line to that, so I make a T. And then I try to get my left heel on this T. And all I try to do is match the club shaft up to this line that I've drawn.
Okay.
And then all I try to do is from here is try to get this shaft to match where it is at address at impact. And then it comes out quite nice, high and soft.
That felt pretty
This guy's
special.
gonna live in the sand now.
I'll be aiming for the sand for the next month.
The club head past your hand.
I am cured. I am cured. Completely different than anything. Like, I'm swinging different.
And I noticed Joey was really trying to do this before and hold the handle ahead. And out of the bunker, you actually have to let the club head pass your hand. You're really shallow. We're trying to hit and come across it with an open face. And now we're trying to hit right here. Hit a nice slice, full swing. Okay, a little too far behind it. So we got to get our point of entry closer to the ball. Right in here, all your weight left, club face wide open, nice and open, and we're trying to swing out to in and hit right there. Whoa.
Yeah, I
See how
do.
light
It's
that
a
ball
tool.
fell? Tap the sand. Wow. There. Guys, this is my favorite shot in golf, the bunker shot. Now the coolest thing about this shot is you're actually not hitting the ball, but you're hitting the sand. There's 3 things you want to remember when hitting this golf shot. First off, super wide stance and weight left. The next thing is super open club face to expose the bounce of the club. You want to open this face up. And the last thing is you want to make sure you're hitting an inch behind this golf ball. Oh. That's what it should look like. I took a bunch of sand and you heard that thud. That's it. This is my favorite shot in golf. I've spent tons of hours hitting these shots, and there's a few things that I've learned over the years. So, first thing, for my bunker shot, when I get over the ball, I make sure immediately I have a very wide stance. My weight is left, and my ball position is slightly forward. So, weight left, wide stance, ball position slightly forward, and I'm going to swing slightly out to in. That's one thing. We want to be cutting across these shots slightly. So I'm going to go ahead, hit a couple shots. I'm not going to try and hit the ball. I'm going to actually try and hit right here, just behind the ball. Coming into the ball, weight left, ball position slightly forward. Face is going to be open, and I'm going to swing slightly out to in. You guys want to be trying to use this bottom part of the club called the bounce. We're sliding this part of the club across the sand. No digging, no short swings digging. We're sliding this bottom part called the bounce across the sand.
Don't be scared of these, especially if you've got your high toe in the game. First off, you've got to get a feel for the sand. How does it feel when you walk in? We are off an upslope. Here's the 60 degree, 10 degrees of bounce. You want to move the bounce under the golf club. Open the blade up, grip the club. Now you've revealed all of this sole underneath. Hit the sand and pull left. There you go. Beautiful feel just up the hill. Strike point moving towards the grooves out here. 56 degree, because there's a slope in the bunker. Look at that. Not a worry with the slope for the flop shot and the trap shot. Try and get what's called head outside the hands. So that way, head outside the hands and then swing through. Get the feel for it now. Good shot.
Need some acceleration on this. That sand is going to slow that club down. So let's make sure there's an acceleration that goes with it. So my thing would be lower body stable, okay? And it's kind of like an up, down through type of a motion. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Let's go. Okay. So now we got the sand.
We got the sand.
Too far behind it.
Way too far.
And from a mechanical thing, your low point was too far back there. Your weight shifted. Unfortunately, it shifted backwards.
Yeah.
Now your low point was well too far behind it.
Gotcha.
So I really want you to stay focused on maybe a little more weight here and keep it there throughout the whole motion, okay?
Okay. It's pretty good. I thought that was going to go in.
Mr. Perfectionist here.
Yeah.
Really good shot. I thought it was going to go in, though. Now, part of that, though, is we want to learn from the good shots, too.
Yeah.
You just hit an excellent shot,
Yeah.
okay? What did you learn from the first repetition to that repetition that was the difference?
So the first two, I ended up on my right. The third one, I was focusing so much on this, I didn't think I had enough speed. And then I just combined the speed in the left foot, and I got it. Yeah.
Here's how to suck less out of the bunker. I want you to grab some sand, put it on your club face. I want you to carry that sand through the early part of the backswing, and I want you to toss it over the shoulder. It's the exact same feeling that you're going to use on this next bunker shot. Carry the sand, toss it over your shoulder, swing it on through. Beautiful, high soft bunker shot. The more you can carry that sand and toss it over the shoulder, the more successful you'll be, the less you'll suck.
Here's how to hit a greenside bunker shot out of wet sand. It basically monsooned here the other day, so and an open face exposes the bounce and that kind of glides, and that's what you want to use in soft sand. You want to have a steeper swing here, aka not shallow, and have 60% of your weight on your front foot and 40 on the back. Your follow through is going to be shorter just because you are digging in and the sand stopping it. Oh, hot diggity dog.
This is how to hit bunker shots out of soft sand and hard sand. If there's no sand to glide through, the extra bounce will cause the club to skip off the sand and blade the ball. But if you keep it more square, the less bounce allows the club to dig into the sand and helps you get underneath of it. Because you're not opening the face, you have less loft, so swing a little easier.
Welcome to the best bunker hats for hard and compact sand part 1. Shallow swing and commit through the shot. Be aggressive. You will feel like you're hitting down on it. That's good. Notice how I don't swing fast. I swing aggressively, hitting an inch behind the golf ball.